The Amber Trust, Luke's story, offering a blind teenager memorable musical experiences. Luke sits at a desk in his bedroom, listening to Spotify. Adam talks to Tim and Sophy, Luke's parents.
Tell me, what's Luke like?
Well, he's 16. He's going to be 17 in February.
He's a very happy chappy. He's very kind.
So, yeah.
He's going to give all his money away when he makes
that's right.
it.
Yeah. And obviously he loves his music, which is the #1 thing in his life.
I like Prince and I like Ray Charles and Michael Gay, you know, like Aretha Franklin. I like Bach. I like sort of like religious sort of organ music and things. And like Handel. And he's like Beethoven as well. And Wagner.
He enjoyed music when he was little, but not to a point where I noticed it more than in my other children. And I think definitely it's been accentuated by losing his sight.
Yeah.
He'll come in from school and immediately come and put the music on, and then we have music until he goes to bed. Yeah. Unless he goes up to his room and makes music. So he's either listening to music or making music all the time, or talking about it.
And why do you think we made these for you? Do you remember that little question mark?
Why were you into panpipes?
Yeah.
I like sort of South American sort of music.
Yeah, was it
Luke in his bedroom has got a mixer, a synthesizer, a keyboard, a talk box. He's got all sorts, hasn't he?
A myriad of instruments.
And Max comes and helps him.
So how many guitars are on there at the moment? Is it 2 or 1?
1.
What's the wah one?
Max will come for an hour and they have a complete jamming session. But no, it's not jamming actually, because they actually then start composing a proper track, of which we now have quite a few.
You want to do some talk box?
That'd be cool. Synthesizer maybe, of course. It's a really cool thing. Talk box.
What are you going to say in the talk box?
Don't know.
Oh God. Oh yeah.
Very funny.
He'll talk to Luke about what sort of things that he wants to do, you know, what sort of music he wants to make, and they write the lyrics together, don't they? And they're always laughing.
Yeah.
I think Luke confides in him quite a lot, so it's kind of music therapy, but where it's kind of therapy and music
and some good sounds come out of it.
Luke uses a vocoder.
Nice.
That's good.
It was first picked up at school when he was about 5. They have a sort of standard eye test for all kids, and they said, I think you need to go and see a specialist.
We were told over a period of time that he was going to lose his sight, and it probably took about 3 years to lose his sight completely, which was probably the most difficult time.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Luke records Max playing the bass guitar.
I remember the switch over to music in a funny sort of way. We went away and he took his box of books with him. It was Horrible Histories. He just had it with him all the time, but he couldn't read them. And then we had a Junior Classics, about 4 CDs, and he listened to it for about 6 months solid. Yeah. Absolutely loved it, and he'd just listen to it all the time, and he was like, he knew everything. And I think that probably kind of...
Yeah, he really got into classical music, actually.
Almost from his books to his music then. And he actually said, when he lost his sight completely, didn't he? He said, this is much better for me now.
Yeah.
I think my life would be very different now if I was blind. No, I'm not blind.
Right.
So,
in what way would it be?
Like, I wouldn't be musical at all, really. Because like the whole life has changed because I'm blind, and I wouldn't be musical now. Because I think I'm only musical because I'm blind. Because before I was blind, I wasn't really into music at the time.
So losing your sight has made you into a musician?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Old footage of Luke at primary school.
He had a sport worker who was really into music. She really encouraged him.
It wasn't a sort of process of, right, we've got to start learning musical notes or whatever. It was just, right, you listen to this and see if you can play it back.
She taught me a bit of piano. I had a clarinet, and so he brought that in, and she taught him some of that. So she was really quite influential.
Yeah.
old footage of Luke playing the clarinet at his school.
I don't know quite who decided to play Summertime. He just played it just like that. We're going, blimey.
Yeah, I don't think we hadn't even played it at home.
I don't think he'd even practiced here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were really quite surprised.
Yeah, it was lovely.
And he was amazing. It was hardly a note wrong. I think the thing with the performance was that he was special. He knew then that he had a little talent that not many other children had. He wasn't just the blind boy who was sort of being a bit odd. He actually had a talent that, you know, people applauded.
Luke plays in an Amber Trust concert with a large audience.
It does give him an enormous amount of confidence.
Yes, it makes him stand out, I think.
Well, or makes him fit in. Stand out, but also fit in.
You know, to actually stand up in front of, I don't know, 500 people, 400 people and perform, you know, quite confidently, you know, it's quite amazing for a 14, 15, 16-year-old boy.
I like showing what I've been learning things and my talent for music, and I like the feeling of playing in front of people. It's like makes me happy.
Adam Ockelford.
It's really important to give teenagers like Luke access to all the different kinds of music there are, so that he can decide what he wants to hear, what concerts that he wants to go to, and the kind of music that he wants to make himself.
Luke and family are at the Royal Albert Hall.
I think it brings them closer to people because it is often a collaborative thing. You know, like you make music together, which is great.
The other thing with visually impaired kids is they feel like isolated.
Absolutely.
And, you know, they don't have their mates over to have a sleepover or whatever.
Luke playing with his friends at Linden Lodge School.
You can get together with other kids and make music and have a good time and, you know, get other people to enjoy it.
Everybody. Being like just with other people playing together. I think it was nice. Being like with other people like sharing their music, talent. Actually, was playing the guitar and Francis was playing the saxophone and Derek playing the piano, and we were like going like each other like solos, playing together.
How does that make you feel?
Happy. And like, I don't know, sort of like we're like together and being friendly.
There's an effect of the world sort of shrinking around you when you lose your sight. The thing with music is suddenly that barrier, that disablement disappears. And people can be as one in a group. Whereas before you have 4 or 5 separate people, when they start playing together, it's like you really have a feeling of togetherness, of union, of empathy, of friendship.
He says music's cathartic for him. It helps him relax. It helps him
and takes him away somewhere else. I think it's another planet almost in his head. He said God took my eyes and put them in my ears.
Yeah.
And he's just embraced music. It's his entire life.
I think music is like, I don't know, like makes me more like positive, I think. Which is why I don't like really, I don't know, like maybe more like if I'm blind, I don't really care. Which is why probably, because I take quality out of life because I love music.